Yet another beautiful morning here in East Texas. I'm in a very special lake right now. I think I've started the last 3 videos off with like, oh, beautiful East Texas, but it really is super pretty. There's so many pine trees. It's just very different, so much different from Central Texas, West Texas. It's really, really cool. I'm in a very small lake today that kind of got famous. I'm not gonna say the lake name, but like Major League Fishing did a show here. There's been a lot of really big bass caught here, 13, 14 pounders. Obviously not going to expect to catch one that big today, but if I can catch some good fish, like some 5-pound plus fish, I'll be very, very excited. As you can see behind me right now, you'll be able to tell a little more throughout the day. I'm kind of in like an open lane right now near the ramp, but this entire lake is literally a flooded forest. There's one tiny like boat channel, which is the old creek channel, which is maybe 10 yards wide. I mean, this lake is brutal on fiberglass. There's sticks just everywhere. There's places for these bass to hide, just everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. I'm really excited to pick it apart and see where these fish are. I'm hoping they're a lot further along in the stage of the spawn because we're a little bit farther east. The water temperature should be a little warmer. This is also a much shallower, darker water lake than the really deep, clear lake that me and Bryce were on the last couple of days. They were just so close to getting on beds, but not quite there. So I'm gonna get started, get to casting. There's like an old pond in there a little bit. There's a lot of people fishing here, but that's Texas in the springtime at any good lake. You're gonna have people all over. Lake Fork right now, pretty sure you could walk across the lake on boat decks. So I'm excited. Gonna stop talking and start fishing. We're gonna start out our day of fishing. Just pitching this jig. There's like a tiny little old pond right here. It looks like they busted the dam to join it to this lake. And obviously I'm pretty sure that's just like a spawning cove now, more or less. So I'm gonna start with a jig, fish outside of it, try to see if some fish are staging outside of it. I gotta figure out if these fish in the lake are still completely pre-spawn or full-blown spawn, because the last lake they were still pre-spawn and we could not figure out how to catch them. So in this lake, in the first hour or two, I'm gonna spend a lot of my time just trying to figure out what these fish are doing. Might have to switch to a Texas rig too, because I mean, the bottom is just solid timber. I'm going over sticks just everywhere. Got one on the top water. Oh, my drag is so loose. Oh, it came off. Damn it. That was a big fish. I got Lee's giant musky water chopper stuck in a tree. I snapped it out, and then I wasn't even working it right. I was doing this, and the fish crushed it. Then my drag wasn't freaking set, so I couldn't get him in. That pisses me off. I don't see a bed that it was on, so that was definitely a pre-spawn fish. Oh, that really gets me hyped that this water's warm enough to where they'll eat this big pink musky topwater. All right, just talked to those nice guys. They said the water temp is only 59, which is really crazy that I just had a hit on this big musky topwater in 59-degree water. I really want to keep throwing this thing now because it is so addicting, and I know it's a big fish bait. Just want to see a 13-pounder come. Whoosh. That fish I lost wasn't huge. It was probably like 4 or 5 pounds, but I certainly take them. Bigger than anything I've caught the last couple days. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys, of how freaking stuck I am. There's just trees absolutely everywhere. I came in here to get my topwater bait out, got it unstuck, somehow got through here. This is like a kayak fisherman's paradise, not a fiberglass bass boat. I really like, all I want to do is fish this big musky topwater all day, but I keep getting it snagged. I'm snagged again. I took one other cast that I snagged, because not only are there standing timber everywhere, there's timber that's sideways all over the place. So a treble hook bait is definitely not a smart decision, but at the same time, these fish are decently pressured and they never see something like this, like a big, really loud treble hook bait. And this is a perfect bait for giant fish. Like, if I have confidence if I'm gonna catch a fish over 10 pounds in this lake, which there's fish all over the lake that are 10 pounds, it's gonna be on something like this. Not like a little Texas rig that Tom, Dick, and Harry are all throwing. Guys, next cast and I'm stuck again. Here's the Hail Mary. Not good. Now the rod's stuck and I can't get over there. This place is full of alligators too. Am I gonna go swimming in there? Maybe not full, but there's definitely alligators in East Texas. And what do you know, I'm stuck again. Oh, this was not a fun area of the lake to fish. I should have known better. This is a total Yankee move right now. Total Yankee move. Definitely not used to fishing in East Texas. It has become extremely clear to me that the only way I'm going to get that like $60 topwater muskie bait out, that's the only one I have, and my rod now, is if I go swimming in the 59-degree water to get it. Lee, this is for you. I think there's alligators in here. I'm not sure how many. I just know this is gonna be damn cold. It's all the way over there. There's no chance I can get a boat through that. Absolutely not. I can't even get past here. This is freezing. The worst part of this is the line. It's just tangled everywhere. I got the spool open. I can't explain how much that sucked, but I learned my lesson. I thought it was just going to be as easy as getting the crankbait out of the wood, but it tangled a million times around all the sticks. That was so cold. The gator didn't eat me though, so that's good. You guys like my tan lines? Sick Texas sun. Oh, all right, learned my lesson. All right, after a 30-minute detour, we are back in action. I sat there and basically contemplated my life for a good 20 minutes. Like, do I really have to jump in? And then it got to the point of where the only way I was getting this lure back is if I jumped in the water. A lot of you might be confused when I'm throwing this topwater, why I'm being so stubborn in throwing it. It's because one, I'm looking for a really big fish. This is a really big fish bait, like I've said. But two, these trees are all in like anywhere from like 5 to 15 foot of water, but the fish don't really hang on the bottom. They suspend on these trees and they look up to feed and everything like that. Oh, here we go. Here I'm stuck again. God damn it. This lake is annoying as shit. Rob and Justin told me that this was not the most fun lake to fish. Now I see why. That is very true. Well, that gentleman right there is the second person now I've talked to that said the bite's been pretty awful. So they've caught just a couple fish. One of them was like a 4-pounder, but still, I mean, the fish that missed this was like 4 or 5 pounds. There's a lot of big fish in this lake, so that doesn't say that much. But what he said about the bite not being good for anyone is that's a little worrisome. Rob and Justin just called me. They're on a lake probably 20 minutes north of me, and they said they're doing really well. They've caught a lot of like 5-6 pound fish on like chatterbaits and stuff. It's a lot muddier of a lake. I might just fish here a tiny bit more and then head on over there because I don't want to bang my head against the wall on this lake when they're not biting, when they are biting really well on another lake. That's basically what I've done the last 3 days in a row, is just fish lakes that are not on, while there are other lakes that fish are biting really well on. So I don't want to really waste my time. I know I keep reiterating this point, but it just absolutely shocks me. And I came up shallow. This is a perfect description. This is how the lake is. Like, I know it's shallow here so you can see the bottom. See how many sticks are just strewn about everywhere? That's how it pretty much is everywhere. It's not like a normal lake where you've got soil. I mean, it was like this. It was like a forest. I've just never, ever seen a lake like this. I know there's plenty of lakes where like they'll leave a couple sections of the lake and only leave like the taller trees, maybe some bushes, but like this is extreme. My fiberglass can't take this anymore. I mean, it's just, every time I hit a stick, it's like, and you can't fish shallow without hitting the sticks. It's quite a little conundrum here. Switching lakes is sounding better and better. I don't want to give up on this lake because I know it has huge fish on it, but I mean, the fact that it's just so hard to even fish. All right, guys, now the bed I'm fishing, there's a bed way over there. I'm staying super far because like to call these fish spooky is an understatement. But when I was blaring through this forest, I came upon that bed that was kind of hidden. There were 3 males on the bed, and then what looked like a carp or a bowfin, like it was that big. And let's be honest, a bunch of male bass on a bed are not going to be hanging around a carp or a bowfin. There was a bass hanging around this bed that was bare minimum 10 pounds. It was so big. Problem is, the second, it was just like that 8-pounder the other day. The second I get anywhere remotely near, like even cast on the bed, she goes off. So I'm going to try to catch this fish, give it like 15-20 minutes. If anything happens, if I don't see anything, then I'm going to go leave and pretty much give up on bed fishing and go switch to a lake that Rob and Justin are fishing and catching them good on pre-spawn stuff. It's just so, I wish I could put a camera down there over there and show you guys, but it would spook the fish so much. I don't even know if it's still there. It definitely was not locked on the bed. I'm waving the white flag on this lake. It was too much for me today. I hit it probably about 1,000 stumps. I don't even want to look at how my fiberglass on my boat looks like right now. But most importantly, I've talked to 3 or 4 different guys. Every single person said they've caught like maybe 1 or 2. and they're just not fully pulled up on beds, even on this lake either. So I'm gonna go to the lake that Rob or Justin are on. It's a pretty big lake, more than enough space for me and them, and try to catch some fish on some pre-spawn patterns, because they told me they're just throwing chatterbaits up shallow, like real easy around cover, and catching a lot of nice fish. So that's what I'm gonna do now. But first is a really scary ride through this boat lane. There's like probably 10 feet on each side, so I gotta be careful. All right, we are at the new lake now. The water is way, way, way dirtier. I just launched, so I'm just gonna fish this bridge for a little bit, see if I can pick something off on the chatterbait. The last 3 times I've been fishing here, I've been way too stubborn, and I've ended up saying, wow, I wish I would have focused on pre-spawn patterns way more. So that's all I'm gonna do on this lake. I'm gonna focus on trying to fish pre-spawn and just act like there's not fish spawning anywhere, because they've basically just been a distraction for me and not really come to anything good. Not caught one good fish sight fishing yet in 3 days. So you would have thought I learned earlier, but oh well, it's never too late. There's one. All right, good fish. I was like, oh, that's a fish. Good one. Whew, come on, Chris, you know how to land a bass. Not a huge one, but finally, I've caught a good fish today. Been flipping these bushes for a long time, and they just look too good. I've been flipping all these bushes, but I think they've been too shallow. I finally got to a deeper set of bushes. These have like 2.5 foot, 3 foot of water in them instead of 1. And this guy was right there. Very good deal. Deeper bushes, I can do that. I don't think that fish was on any sort of specific stick either. Because usually when they're in bushes like that, they're in a very particular either bush, depth range, or particularly in something. So I think what they want to be in is a certain depth range. And also, yes, as you can hear, it has picked up a lot. It's gotten pretty windy. Yep.
Hey, you got a scale?
Oh God. Why, you just catch a beast?
Yeah.
Like how big beast?
I don't know.
Like 6-7 pound beast, or like double digit sniffing beast?
I don't know. 8 plus. Tough. She's real fat. Big eyes, big mouth.
Not sure how much of you guys heard of that conversation because of the wind, but he just caught one on a chatterbait under a dock that was about 8 pounds, so. Oh, it's tough to know what to do. I just got a good bite flipping trees. I could go back in the main lake and do more of that, because I know big bass was caught there. So I'm sure you guys will watch Rob's video from this day. He sounds like he's got an 8 pounder in it. Definitely got to watch that and see how he caught that one. Because I have ridden the struggle bus today on the first lake, and now this lake we're not exactly lighting them on fire, but we've only been here for like an hour and 15 minutes. He said this is the first fish they've caught in almost 2 hours, so bite's not amazing, but I mean, a big fish is a big fish. Just got the boat on the ramp. Another beautiful East Texas lake that I have explored today. Actually 2 that we explored. The weather changed dramatically. Like, it's really windy now, it's cloudy, our good sun is gone, and my like 4 or 5 days in Texas is coming to a short close. I'm going to be back in like 4 or 5 days, but gonna go back up north for spring break, see the girlfriend, do fun stuff like that. I don't know if I'm gonna film a video at home. I might do something in downtown Chicago, because it's really a cool opportunity there with St. Patrick's Day for fishing, if you know what I'm saying. You get my drift. But other than that, I'm gonna sign on out of here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate your time. Have not had stellar fishing days the last couple days, because I've tried to force bites that weren't there. Rob and Justin sounded like they had a great day on this lake. I had a couple decent bites, but nowhere near as good as they did. They stuck with a chatterbait up shallow. I think Rob caught, like, pretty sure it was an 8 pounder off a dock and a chatterbait. Didn't even fish docks today, so that shows you that we were just on totally different wavelengths of what we were targeting on this lake. I just hit the bridge and then went up north and flipped bush, because that's what I like to do, but that was not the best option for the day. So I learned, and I'm gonna take what I learned and apply it the next time I'm here in Texas. Again, thank you so much for watching. Catch you on the next video.